AFTV, how were your nerves there in that second half?
Listen, I said it was going to be a difficult game. I knew it was going to be difficult.
You said 4-0, your prediction.
Yeah, I know, I said that. But that's me being brazen. But if you ever said, I always said before the game, this is an hard one. This is the one, I said this before, we've been under the radar last few games, but today we wasn't. Everybody was. It was a focus because of the game tomorrow. We had to get the job done. And listen, compliment. I'm going to give Brentford a lot of compliment. Give ourselves a lot of compliment because Brentford have not played like that at the Etihad. They've not gone anywhere and done all those sort of tactics, time wasting, everything like that. They've done that for a reason today. Is because they was fearful that Arsenal could do what they've done to other teams. So I take it as a compliment. They irritated me. Right up until we scored. And
they actually played very well as well, didn't they?
They played well.
They made it really difficult for Arsenal.
Like Ivan Toney today, I thought give our two centre-halves a lot of problems physically. That effort that he done was unbelievable. And I thought it was a great save, and it was a constant threat all game for us. What I liked about his performance today was he never made Saliba and Gabriel comfortable. They was always on edge because he was either holding it up, pushing into them, physical. I thought he played really well, but we handled it. Yeah. We handled it and got the result in the end.
Yeah, and it was Kai Havertz who stepped up with a huge goal. And I mean, he's doing this on a regular basis, Lee.
Doing it.
The Havertz doubters. You can see one over there. Yeah. There's two. There's one. There's a next one there appearing there. You know what I mean? The Havertz doubters. I mean, he's stepping up with huge goals.
Yeah, listen. He's a top player that's played it and won things that he knows what it's all about. The most important thing is, he might not have been great at the beginning of the season, but at the business end of the season, which is now, he's coming to fruit, and that's what you want. And I've got to say this now, for me, I thought he was absolutely pivotal for that win today. Forget about the goal, physicality. I thought we might have got sent off when that, for that one. Could have. Was it a dive and all that? I don't know if it was a dive. He was on the yellow, but he puts himself about. He's got I'll say it. Him and Ben White today. I love them because they've got that little dark arts to their game. You know what I mean? Ben White today. How many times is he having a little dig, a little pop at people and all that?
And a lot of quality as well. Because both goals came from his deliveries.
He's, at the moment he's back to his very, very best. By the way, he's very, very best now. And I thought he was fantastic today. But Kai Havertz, look, listen. People can have their opinion about him. I've been one that's backed him and everything like that. But that doesn't mean to say I'm right. Well, football is about opinions. You can change your mind, and Kai Havertz, let's just hope he continues to change people's opinions.
Yeah, and that goal was absolutely huge. You touched on Ben White there. Ben White, brilliant today.
I thought he was man of the match today. I thought he was outstanding from start to finish. I loved his defending today, quality on the ball. Listen, that game today is a blessing in disguise. That game is because you're never going to go, Rob, going around bashing everybody up. You ain't going to do that. And if you do, somewhere along the line you can think, right, well, you're not battle hard for a game like that. That has put us right in the mix now. Maybe a year ago, when we was in that little bit around, we wouldn't have seen it over. Yeah. But there's something about this team now, and I was always in the back of my mind thinking, we might get it, and then it was getting, but they kept going and going and going, and I thought it was a fantastic, not a great performance but what I'm saying for grit, determination, battling through and all that. That's what teams do if they're going to challenge for titles.
Yep. We've got to touch on the Ramsdale era. I mean, he hasn't played for a long time. I mean, a lot of us have been advocating for him to start. Reyes had a run of games, been doing really, really well for Arsenal. Ramsdale must be full of nerves today, and he made a horrendous mistake to get him back in the game, didn't he?
It was a horrendous mistake. Gabriel, like 20 seconds to go, Rim should have just cleared it in the first. I didn't think the defence was confident with his kicking.
He had a lot of time.
He had a lot of time. He should have done it. You know what I mean, and everything like that. But I'm not going to say he made up for it. But he made two unbelievable saves in the second half. The second, forget about the Toney one. The second one, 6 yards out, free header. Yeah. And he probably.
And it weren't, like some of those when you tip it over, right? Where it's straight at you. But if you look at it, it wasn't exactly straight at him. It's slightly to his. It's a great save.
And I'll tell you what, it's just that extra inch. You know what I mean? It does help, doesn't it, Robbie? You know what I mean? So.
Speak for yourself.
Well, that definitely helps Julian, you know what I mean? So, but no, like seriously, like it was, you know, listen, at the end of it, Thomas Partey makes 3 bad passes. Everybody turns around and says, "Oh, he's rusty." Like, you know, Aaron Ramsdale hasn't hardly played, and that's one of the reasons. One of the reasons that you shouldn't have a goalkeeper, by the way, being on loan, right? Because like Aaron Ramsdale's last performance in the Premier League was at Brentford. The last, so he's played 2 games, like, you know, and an FA Cup game in January, you know, and at the end of it, if you really look on it, like David Raya has been playing really, really well, particularly with the kicking side of it and all that lot. And realistically, you know, he don't really have that many shots to save. I don't know if he'd have saved those 2 today, if I don't be honest, because of the height.
Do you know what, right? I feel slightly sorry for Ramsdale because there was also, he did an unbelievable throw to Trossard. So he done so many good things in the game. We're all remembering that era.
That's a game changer, because if Martinelli's in the team, by the way, we miss Martinelli today. Don't ever kid when he doesn't play. He's one of those players, when he doesn't play, you go, wow, we miss Martinelli. When he's playing, you don't actually say it. We missed him today because Trossard today, if that was Martinelli, he's away from the defence and he scores a goal. And I remember Raya doing it once for Martinelli. Everybody's going, oh wow, what a great throw, which it was. But Martinelli makes that little bit better. Trossard today hasn't got that pace, that little bit of dynamism that Martinelli has. But you know, listen, they got the job done today, and that's all what matters today, like, you know what I mean? I said before the game, you know what I mean, 4-0 and all that, but someone said to me, I said, I'll bite your hand off for a 1-0 win.
Maybe the 4-0's Tuesday, you never know. I mean, that's another big game as well.
Listen, it's a massive game, and if you be really honest, that's not good enough to beat Porto. You know, if we beat Porto 2-1, that's extra time penalties.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've got to be defensively on our game. And I think that, you know, like I don't know how everybody felt. I thought first 20 minutes we come out and done what we had to do, scored and all that. We've got to do that and carry it on a little bit, like, you know. Yeah. So, listen, I said it and I'll say it again. Porto, it might be a long night, it might not be. Like, I'm not saying that it's going to be an easy game, because I think they've got the dark arts of their game, just like Brentford did today. But perhaps they've got a little bit more better players than Burnley, like, you know what I mean, to add it up, like, you know. So, but listen, this today. Forget about Porto today. Forget about Tuesday. All this was about was getting top of the league for tomorrow, and that's what we've done, like, you know. So put pressure on everybody now. And I don't care what happens tomorrow. I'll be really honest. I don't care that happens tomorrow, because we can't influence tomorrow. Arsenal Football Club cannot influence tomorrow. What we can influence was what happened today. We've done it, and that's all that matters.